Hi, hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Hope you guys are going to have a great weekend as well. I'm glad to see you all here again. Let's go ahead and get started. So, for today, based on some of your picks from the poll I did earlier this week, today we'll be doing the letter S. And since we're doing the letter S, why don't we start with one of our most famous S name characters, SpongeBob. So I think I'm going to draw him right here. So then I'm going to draw it with a rectangular shape, like a little bent rectangle. It's kind of lean at the top, it kind of bends in at the bottom. Then I'll draw his little hat, his little fry cook hat. You map out his pants. Map out his little arms. Map out his little shoes. You know what? I think I'll have it overlap the S2. Let's draw his eyes. You can see one eye overlaps the other. Draw his nose. Get his mouth. He gets two little buck teeth. Get things for his eyelashes. Of course, let's get his tie. The bottom of his pants. Get his shirt. Alright, give me just one moment. The little shirt collar is pronounced. Let's get his long arms. Let's get his spatula. And we get his other arm here. Get his legs. Get the bottom of his shoes here. There we go. That looks good. Now let's refine him a little bit more here. So, make sure I bring out his cheeks a bit more. Bring out the top part of his mouth. Let's get his teeth. And you see he both has two little bug teeth and they're both nice and square, just like the rest of his body. Get his little tongue. Get his bottom lip. Get his eyes. And as always, we are going to color him in later on. These characters in later on. Let's get his little eyelashes. And on each eye, he's got like 3 eyelashes, 3 thick eyelashes. And also for his body, we're outlining his body is going to be like very small, like curving shapes. Let's go with curving shapes all around his body. Let's get his fry cook hat. Get the side of his actual pants. His pant legs. Let's get his socks. Get the little holes for his spongy body. All right, since we've already kind of got our initial sketch done, let's refine a little bit more with our black pen. And I gotta say, it's been years since I've drawn SpongeBob. In fact, when I was learning how to draw cartoons, of course, this was probably one of the very first characters I started learning how to draw. And part of the reason I ended up learning how to do is that I don't know, years ago, they probably don't have, it's probably not sold anymore, but there used to be a book where that taught you how to draw SpongeBob characters. And show you how to do one for SpongeBob, you could do it for Patrick, do it for Krabby. It could show you how to do all the different characters. Even show you like different ideas on what you need to do, and you want to keep it on model. Like certain key things about his design, such as like it's 3 eyelashes, he has only 2 front buck teeth. Yeah, but I remember it being really helpful back when I was learning how to draw cartoon characters. Add little dimples here. His tongue, I'm gonna color it inside of his mouth. I'm just kind of bringing the line for its outline a bit here. It feels a little bit too wide, so I'm gonna bring it in. There we go. That looks much better. Let me bring his holes back in, make them a little more pronounced. sidings of his pants. Let's bring this arm back out here. Bring the hand over his spatula, even though he should be gripping on the actual handle itself. For this instance, he's not. All right, there we go. That's looking pretty good. Let me see if there's anything else I can add. Let me color in the shoes while I'm at it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks great. That looks really good. All right, let's see. Who can we do next since we're on the letter S? You know what? I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. Do another famous S&M character. I'll do Stitch. And where do I want to draw Stitch? Do I want to do him here? Do I want to do him here? Do I want to do him here? You know, I think I'll do him right here. So let me draw the thing for his head right here. I think this here I'll do his whole body here too. Make sure I make room for his ears. We lightly kind of get his arms.
Score massive coupon savings at Michael's.
There we go. Hang on for just one moment.
25% off your entire purchase.
Sorry, commercial in the back. Get another spot for where his eyes are going to be. You get a bottom of his wide mouth. And bring his arms. He's got very wide forearms. Let's get his tiny little feet. is a little bit larger here. Oh, let me bring this up so you guys see a little bit better. There we go. Let's get his eyes. Let me bring those up. Let me make those a little bit wider. Bring out his little ears. Even though he's an alien, he's got very kind of pronounced dog-like ears. Get his other ear. You can fill out his body a little bit more here. All right. Now, that skin looks pretty good. Let's go and fill him in a little bit more here. See, let me bring it down. There we go. Make his mouth a little bit more pronounced. Let's get his other arm. Yes, make sure his claws are a bit more pronounced. Not that pronounced enough, so let me bring him out just a little bit more. Bring out his feet a little bit more here. Color in the pupils of his eyes. Let's color in his other eye. There we go. Let's not forget his back and his hind legs. Let me shade in his nose a little bit here. All right. Okay, that is looking pretty good. Okay, Chris Sanders, the person who, Chris Sanders, the person who actually directed the show Stitch and the movie. So he's got a huge knack for designing like really freaky but adorable like alien designs. And Stitch is no exception here. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, so which one are we going to do next? Stand by. You know what? I think I'll go off the beaten path a little bit here. I think I'll draw a different kid for a show I haven't seen in a long time. Avatar Last Airbender, I'll do Sokka. So I think I'll draw him right down here. So we start mapping out his head, his nose, his mouth. Map out where his ears are gonna be. Make sure I have enough size for his cranium, for his haircut. He's got one big ponytail on the top. And since he tends to be more of a goofy character, I think I'll have him more smiling here. There's his eyebrows. Forgive me, he looks a little bit off mild. This is my first time drawing him. Get his neck. There we go. Good. Make sure I have enough for his haircut, which we're going to put in just next. With the top of his eyebrow, top of his eyelashes. Get the bottom of his eyelashes. Get his irises in the middle of his eyes. We thicken up his eyebrows a bit more. Make sure I get his nose. Bring his chin out a little bit more here. Bring at the bottom. There we go. That looks much better. I knew something was looking off. I could not just figure out what it was. There we go. It's not perfect, but I think it's good for my first time drawing this character. All right, let's go ahead and fill him in just a little bit so he looks a little bit better. I haven't seen the full trailer yet for the new live action Airbender thing that's coming out pretty soon. I haven't seen all of it, but from what I've seen so far, it looks so much better than what the original like Avatar movie that came out a few years back with Shyamalan. And granted, I know it's still early to tell, since it is a teaser. But from what I'm seeing so far, it looks so much better. I'm pretty excited. Let's get the side of his face here.
We all know someone. One bad moment.
Let's get his jawline. Get his ears. Even though I'm going to color him in color later on, I'm just kind of coloring his hair while we're at it. He's got a spiky tail in the back. All right, that looks pretty good. So now we got 3 characters down. Let's see, what can we do next? Give me just one moment. You know what? Let's do another character that's a little bit more obscure. Oh yes, so we're coming out of Scribby now. I think I'll do Sunny Bridges. For those that don't remember, I think back in the early 2000s, there was a show called Classic 3000, and it was produced by well, not produced, but it was kind of made up by the rapper, also musician Andre 3000. And he had a musician character named Sunny Bridges. So I think that's why I want to draw for him right here. One of your interests that he had a very large, huge sun hat. And a large, long, like pear-shaped head. I remember really loving the show's art style because it was very loose. Reminded me a lot of like Al Fleischer's stuff from back in the day. Let me get it. oval shaped eyes here. Let's get his nose. Let's get his lips. Get his mustache. Yeah, I'm hearing more people talk about the show. I think they talk about the show now, which is good because I know for a long time it seemed like Cartoon they just really kind of wanted to ignore the show because like mainly there was an issue going on with a lawsuit where I forgot his name. I think another person tried to claim that Cartoon Network stole their idea and used it for this show. And even though they ended up proving him wrong and winning the lawsuit, like just all that that bad blood publicity around the whole thing, that kind of let them kind of like ending the show entirely, which I think is a shame because it was a really good show that ended way too soon. It was one of the last shows I remember being personally excited for because it even had a live premiere too. Because I remember right around the same time back when it came out, they were doing a show right here in our hometown here in Atlanta. Yeah, a lot. I think Andre 3000 was there, Chris Brown was there too. You know, all artists that were pretty big at the time. And they even did a countdown day after premiere at the actual theater. Because where did they have it? Where did they have it again? Fox Theater. That's where they had the live premiere. And it was kind of a big thing. It was a really big thing. I'm surprised they hadn't really done anything like that since then. But I'm glad to hear that more people are knowing about it and getting back into it. Oh, let's refine just a little bit more. So I can bring out this hat. Here we go. All right. That looks much better. So get our black outlines in. Bring out his bottom lip a bit more here. Color in his mustache. Color in his eyes. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Perfect. So now we got Sunny here. So now we got 4 characters. Let me see. Who can we do next? Let me see. Who else can we do? You know what? I don't think I've drawn too many superheroes on here in any stream, so I think I'll go ahead and I'll do Starfire. I think I'll draw her right here. Let's see, make sure everything can see everything properly. There we go. So we draw a shape for a cranium. Shape for her eyes, shape for her mouth, shape for her nose. Yeah. A little tired today. That's why I kind of sound a little more low-key than usual. They got very large, distinct eyes. It suits her bubbly personality. Her ears. Let me get the bangs in her eyes. I mean, bangs in her hair. I don't know what I was thinking there. Her hair, bring her long hair down to here. I'm really basing her more on her design in the original Teen Titans show rather than the Teen Titans Go thing. First, I prefer her design more there. Scale out eyelashes on both sides of her eyes. Here's a little hint to draw because I know here she has more of an angular design compared to all the others. There we go, that looks pretty good. Let's go back over with our black pen. Putting pupils of her eyes. Let's get the shape of her head. Let's get the bangs in her hair. Maybe bring that out a little bit more. There we go. That could look a little bit better, but since it's my first time, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see what else can we do now. Let me see, what are S name characters?
When you adopt a pet, you're not just changing their lives, you're enriching each other's. Join us November 6th through 12th at your local PetSmart.
You see? Oh, almost forgot. One other famous character, famous S name giver, Scooby-Doo. I'll go ahead and do him. In fact, I'll do him right here. I have just enough to do his little head. He's got a large nose, large mouth, for eating. Let me bring it in. Let me bring his mouth just a little bit more. I want to be able to get his little collar. There we go. Not perfect, but that's better than what I had earlier. Let's get his large, thick eyebrows. Get his tongue. Let's get a little bit for his collar. So I might even probably get one more character in before we can start coloring all these characters in. So let me go ahead and start with his eyes here, color his eyes. Get the top of his head. Let's get his ears. Let's get his little muzzle. Get the little dimples on his muscle. Let me bring his head just a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's color the inside of his mouth. There we go. I don't know how to get up what Scooby-Doo's been up to lately. I know they had that one. I know they had one like DVD when it came out, so I forgot which one. I honestly wonder how many there's ever going to be because it seems like they keep pumping out more and more with each every other year. Oh, hey, Shay, how you doing? I didn't realize you popped in. Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, I can do Super 10. In fact, I'll have to be the last character I'll do here. I'll be the last character before I have to start cutting everybody in. Here we go. So I'll put him right here. Hey, glad to know you're doing well. Glad to know you're doing well, man. Give me just one moment. Let me see. Give me just one moment. Okay, let me draw his little head right here. Because I'm not going to have time to have enough space to kind of get his whole body, but if I can get his head, that'll be more than enough. Let me Get his little eyes. I know they're pretty wide and far apart, so make sure I get those in. Thank you so much, episode. It was one shows I mentioned so far. Yeah, as Super Ted, I do remember catching a few times years ago. I never saw more of it until like later on when we got uploaded online. I think it's a British show too, if I recall. Because I think Nickelodeon, I think used to air it like back in like in the early '80s. I think early '90s, in my recollection. You get his nose. You get his mouth at the bottom. Let's get his eyes. I refine him just a bit more. I might be able to get a little bit of his cape in. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. That looks much better. I know it's got a very simple but expressive design. All right, let's refine our outlines again. Color in his nose. Around his outline, we have some little tufts of hair. A little type of hair at the top. And part of his little cape. And all right, I think we're ready to color. Just a moment. In fact, let me bring out our S. I was kind of fading in the background there for a moment, so let me bring him back out. All right, there we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 characters this time around. Oh, I wasn't intending that. Letter S and S for 7. I was not expecting that. Hey, but that's a really nice coincidence. All right, so let's break out our pencils. So just to see what we got. Let's see my stuff. Hang on. Where is All right, so let's start. So as usual, so I like using yellow. Let's start with yellow as far as coloring our characters in. Oh, actually, hang up just one moment. Let me sharpen this one real quick. All right, so let's start coloring our famous yellow sponge here. Let's go in a very light layer. Now progressively build it up as I go further along. Just got a nice, bright, even layer. Let me color in his arms. You know, the color is a little bit half already, even though it's more of a cream color. I'm still overlay with a little bit yellow just to get it started off. Color in Scooby-Doo's collar. Color that in down here. All right, that looks good. Let's move on down from yellow to orange. Make sure I got the right color. There we go. I like Super to the kid growing up. Ever since it attains a growth, I still like it. Yeah, so do I. Yeah. That's my thing about Scooby Doo. Like, it's always been those shows that it seems to really resonate with people of different generations. Even back when it first came out in '69, and then with all the different TV specials, these movies, these TV shows. Yeah, it's for some reason it's really lasted well throughout the era.
To safely go from freezer to microwave to feast. Unlock midnight snack memories. Ziploc. Unlock life. S.C. Johnson.
Yeah, so the way for Sutai, we give a nice even layer. Like I mentioned before, some other streams, whenever I color, I always have a very light layer first, and I slowly build up over it to kind of get a nice even consistency. We do Starfire here. You know, she has very green, she has orange skin. We get a nice even consistency for her. Can we color in her neck? All right, there we go. So I know these like have brown colored skin. Still gotta add a nice like brief small little layer of orange here, just kind of warm it up. Because I'll have to go with brown for these characters just a little bit later on. Yeah. Even though I know he's brown, I just want to add a little bit more, just kind of warm it up just a little bit more. Because the brown I have is kind of a dull brown, so I just kind of want to warm it up just a bit. Yeah, your internet ads can be pretty annoying. Yeah, I do agree. All right. Now, since I just mentioned brown, let's break out some brown. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Is the one? Nope, that's not it. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, forgot. I'm gonna start the coloring of his mustache down here. Let me go and fill that in. Yes, I do. Just the other bits of segments that I've seen it does not look good. And I'm hearing it's supposed to come out another season pretty soon. But then I heard it already got renewed for another season. It was new for 2 seasons to begin with. And we're gonna talk about whether it's gonna be good or not. I doubt it. I feel like even if it does miraculously somehow turn out to be good, it's still got to do with all the baggage the first one had. There we go. Let me just darken it a little bit more. But but trust me, when that second season drop, I'm not really going to be watching that. And I was very really that interested in the first one either. Just from what I've seen, it just didn't really seem like a really fun show to watch. Let me show you the underside of his hat. I know when it comes to Scooby, I think probably my favorite movies. Well, favorite things by Scooby. Of course, there's the '90s movie, Curse of the Witches, and Curse of the Witches Ghost. That's a good one. On Zombie Island, that's another great one. That's probably the one like most people like really love. Thomas Prince, All Engines Go. Huh? I don't think I've heard of that one. Is it really that bad? Let's go and color in Scooby over at it. Let me get him a nice consistency. I think what comes is what's another thing I think I like Scooby like that I really like. Yeah, Witches Ghosts, Zombie Zombie Island. Pop Name Scooby Doo. That one's really fun. And I really because it kind of took me a different place because even though it was like wacky and zany, it kind of has slightly a meta like self awareness to it, which I really liked. Scooby Classic. I believe it's a classic. I mean, considering that the show's still being talked about to this day, it's well, and even then, because I remember back when I brief remember I had access to Boomerang, I would all remember enjoying whenever it came on. I feel with Scooby Doo, it's always best to like watch it at night, the kind of watch it at night, because even though it's not really all that scary, it does kind of help kind of amplify that spooky vibe, especially as a kid. It amplified that spooky vibe, like watching it. Get Sokka, let me color in his hair. Let's color his hair while I'm at it here. Mm-hmm. You just lightly kind of color him lightly here, because I don't have some peach I can use to color in his skin. So I'm just add a very light layer here. We colored part of the side of the shaved head. I am really curious how that new Airbender movie is going to turn out. Really hoping it's going to be better than the last one that came out a couple of years back. All right, let's see what color to move on to next. Let me see. All right, let me break out some of that red. Let me get a little Super Ted's cape here. Oh, there we go. Ooh, forgot to color in his eyes while I was at it. There we go. All right, that's much better. We get his tie. All right, that looks good. Now let's break out some blue. I do a light blue for the underside of his body. Let's color in his collar. And color around his eyes here. Also, let me get SpongeBob's eyes here while we're at it. So we got this light blue. Also, let me get Sokka's eyes too while I'm at it. Alright, let's get a darker shade of blue. Let me see what I got. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Perfect. How much for that? Yeah, I can understand that. Show's been going on a pretty weird trajectory in the last couple of years. Granted, in some of my years, it does have its moments. It does have its moments with humor or sometimes with animation. But yeah, I don't watch it really as much as I used to. It's hard to think, the show is actually almost like 25. Yeah, but let me see, 1999, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's actually 25 years old now. That's just so crazy to think about that it's that old. To kind of give me an idea how old I am, I actually vividly remember back when the show first came out all those years ago. I remember they advertising like the summer. They advertised like it was either in the spring or it was in the summer of that year it premiered. They re-promoted it, and I had no idea how I was gonna really like that show. Because I was always really skeptical about new shows at the time for some reason. But it ended up being, but of course, as we all know, it ended up becoming one of the biggest like show hits Nickelodeon had. Because prior before that, I think Rugrats, that was kind of like their big kind of cash cow. I mean, their big hit show. But when SpongeBob came out, that pretty much blew everything out the water. Oh, let's try putting his birthday next to dog out for a birthday. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I hear they do have. Yeah, sure has a lot of really neat merchandise. He's kind of darken up his skin, his dark fur a little bit more. Yeah, I pretty much kind of filled up the whole space. I honestly wasn't expecting to fill it up this fast, to be honest. And I know, especially right after the stream, I'll take care of a couple of things later on today. Oh yeah, I've seen it. You see commercials for. No, you see commercials for it all the time. You see commercials for the toys. He's coloring his nose. Let me darken his nose a bit here. Because I know his nose is like a darker shade. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see how that looks. Let me see. Okay, that looks much better. Perfect, perfect. All right, cool. So let me see what I'm gonna. All right, so let's break out some pink. Let's color in these tongues. Get color his ears. Let's get his other ear as well. Let's color in his tongue. All right, that looks good. Oh, forgot his inside Scooby's ears here. There we go. All right. All right, let me see. What else have I color do I need to use next? Okay, good. So I got the dark magenta, so I can use it to color in Starfire's hair. Color in. Now you can see I based her more off on the original show from show from the early 2000s, right? In Teen Titans Go. And you can probably tell I'm not really the hugest fan of the new Teen Titans Go. You know, I've heard the show has its moments. You know, it has its moments. Not really a huge fan of it. It's more that's more purple than dark red. I'd probably add a shade of. I'll just add a little brown and red too to kind of make it a little more accurate. Yeah, kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't blame you. At least it's not. Yeah, I'm also surprised that show's still going, considering like how considered how much kind of hate it gets. But you know, I'm aware. You know, there are some people out there that do like it. I actually know a few people that do like it. At this point, I've pretty much kind of got bored of hating it now because I just know, like, look, as long as it's getting attention, you know, people are gonna keep making more episodes. If they're making more episodes, and that's gonna bring in more ratings. At least not like it was back when the show was still pretty new. Where I think there was one period, I think it was in two period, I think like years ago, where it was pretty much on just about almost every hour the entire day on Cartoon Network. Now, I think a good chunk of people not liking shows because of that, because the network pretty much like oversaturated that show with saturated show by having it on all the time. I caught maybe only one or two episodes I legitimately actually like really liked. But other than that, like their shows they have, it's either ones I don't like, at worst they're ones I don't like, and at best they're just boring. And fun with the OG Titans, like and funny enough, I actually really didn't get into the show back when it first came out. I remember liking whatever Chris Beverly got into. It went into like much like later on, when I started catching reruns on Boomerang, because I used to have Boomerang for a while, and they would play that show. I remember really getting into it then because I started to appreciate it a lot more. I was like, oh wow, this is actually a really great show. Let me get her eyes. Let's color her eyes here. No, sir, family, and these have ballet and ballet friends back in their parents. Oh, that's neat. That's really nice. So I take you're a huge fan of ballet. That was nice. So he's like watching ballet, just performing it. Yeah, I can see why. It's a very yes. There's definitely got a certain special type of art to it. Even though I've never done, I can tell there's definitely special art to it. Having good balance, having good technique. So I totally get it. Let me see. What else am I missing? Let me see. Let me cover the underside of SpongeBob's hat. Do that here. We color in the handle. We use this peach kind of color to soften his skin more. There we go. All right, I think we're almost done here. Let me see what color I use to color in the S. All right, here we go. Let's just use this blue green to kind of make it pop against the other characters here. There's a ballet I like. The Tales of Beatrice Potter, The Nutcracker, Sweetman, and Swan Lake. Now, funny enough with Nutcracker, I've actually seen. I could sing Nutcracker. I've seen Swan Lake perform at least once or twice in my life. I know every year here in my hometown, usually have the Nutcracker come play here at the famous Fox Theater. They usually come here just about every year. And I actually went to their performances one time. Remember being really beautiful. Remember being a really beautiful show. And I wanted to go because like out just like every year, it always brings a pretty big crowd. And after watching it, I could see why. There we go. That looks good. Maybe let me use some yellow to kind of brighten up her eyes a little bit more here. There we go. That looks good. Dance Howard saying Fantasia. Yeah, that I do remember. That's a beautiful sequence. That's a really beautiful ballet sequence. And I think I remember what's the animator? What's the animator I'm thinking of? Because he had a book. Preston Blair. He was a guy that he was an animator that released his own book on how to animate, how to draw cartoon characters. And part of the reason it wasn't until years later when I found out he actually animated for that scene. Because when I got that book that he did, he actually included a couple of like animation like sketches he did like for that sequence. And just the way he actually captures those movements, the amount of balance, precision it takes for those footwork, like he had really nailed it. Let me shade in the side of his body here. All right, so I think we're looking pretty good here. So we managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters done today. And I think we're done for right. So Jay, I'm glad you're able to drop in our stream today. And anybody else that came in to kind of lurk for tonight, not tonight, for today. I was glad you guys were able to drop in as well. Hope you guys were able to enjoy yourselves. I'll be back again. President was my all-time favorite book. Yeah, it's a wonderful book. It's a really wonderful book. I recommend that anyone who's into animation or even just cartooning in general to pick up that book because it's a really great guideline. But all right, guys, well, I'm about to go ahead and get out of here. I should be back around the same time next week. I hope to see you all again there too next time. All right, thank you. Have a great day.